everybody, and welcome to another episode of Too Weird Didn't Watch, the show where we make fun of movies that we have not seen based on nothing but their weird descriptions.
I'm Brantley.
I'm Albert, and I said it was another episode, but it's not just another episode. It's episode 100.
Yes.
We've been at this for 100 non-consecutive weeks.
More like 200, but yes.
Well, no, I'm saying, like...
Oh, just total?
We've missed some weeks.
Yeah, and then we've lost a few episodes.
No, that's fine.
This will be the 100th episode that airs.
But I'm kind of... I don't know if I should be sentimental about this or not. I was thinking about it, just like... I didn't want a lot from this podcast, and I haven't got a lot, but I got what I wanted.
Okay.
I got to hang out with you, and that was the main thing I wanted.
Aw.
And some people have listened to it, and that's cool too.
That's also really cool.
So... for our 100th episode, I spent quite a bit of time thinking about what I was going to do for, like, you know, it's got to be big, it's got to be flashy, and I couldn't find, like, the definitive movie.
The weirdest movie that no one has seen.
Right, because they've all been pretty weird. So instead, I've opted to go for a weird movie, but this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I could not find the right description for it.
Okay.
We have done this once before. What we are going to read, this whole episode is going to be one long description for one movie.
Okay.
This is the entire film synopsis for Burial Ground, The Nights of Terror.
Okay.
Nights with an N, by the way, not a K-N. I mean, I know both of them have an N, but, like, it's not a pun. It's just a scary, dark time. Nights of Terror.
You don't know how much I was, like, kind of hoping I'd seen the movie you wanted to do.
Oh, that would be so bad.
It would have been so good. Especially all the build-up.
After I built it up.
It would have been the best.
It would have been the shortest episode. It'd been like, well...
That was episode 100. Bye, guys.
It was the shortest one. No, Burial Ground, Nights of Terror. Professor Ares obtains a tablet.
All right.
Are you okay?
We're starting out strong. I like it.
Also, Ares is not like they didn't even spell it like a regular Ares. There's a Y in there. It's Ares.
Oh, okay.
Obtains a tablet from an ancient Etruscan cave.
Oh, I was expecting Greek, but okay.
Yeah, do you think it's like a Samsung tablet or?
I was thinking more like the old Nooks. Remember those?
Oh, I have. Yeah, I do actually. I had one. Had two of them. Not. So I started out with like one of the very first ones they had, and then
where was it even backlit?
Oh no. Okay, so I'm talking about like the LCD version of the Nook. No, I had my first e-reader was a Sony something that's not still around anymore because they didn't make it. They didn't turn out to be the Kindle.
Yeah,
it was weird. There was a great time for just a bit there where like. Anybody could make an e-reader, and then you would get your books and just put them on whoever's e-reader, and now it's like, no, you need to be in the ecosystem. Kobo's still kind of doing it, though.
Yeah, and now everybody has a smartphone.
Well, that's not the same.
Yeah, you can make calls from this.
I like the paper white stuff. Anyway, so, we're one sentence in. We do need to pick up the pace. Professor Ares, ancient tablet, Etruscan cave.
Right.
Are we on track here?
Yeah.
He proceeds to hack at a cave wall while a stone mechanism activates behind him.
Okay, this is whatever, but it's more fun if he's like an ancient actual like e-reader made out of rock and he's like hacking into this wall with a computer system. It's like a really advanced version of the Flintstones.
He's typing on two different keyboards at once. They're connected to this.
I'm hacking the planet. Literally, look at the rocks.
They're in the ISP. The CPU is coming from inside the house.
The 90s were fun.
Yeah, that was actually probably more intelligible than some 90s hacker speak.
Yes.
Turning around, he sees a skeletal zombie looming towards him. And within seconds, several more catch him and eat him.
But they don't have stomachs.
Well, it's a skeletal, like, I don't know, is it a skeleton or is it a zombie?
It's skeletal, so I figured there was just enough, like, ligaments so the bones didn't fall apart. Maybe some muscle in there to move them. I guess maybe they could still have stomachs, but it's just, like, dangling in there.
Yeah.
It's the only part that isn't completely rotted. It's just like a free-floating sack. Like General Grievous from episode 3, when his chest gets opened, only instead of a heart, it's a stomach.
Okay.
And then there's bones.
I'm thinking it's probably just like those lame Halloween costumes where you can kind of see some bones in the chest, and that's it.
Yeah.
A group of people arrive at the country mansion.
The county mansion.
A group of people
it's a small
arrive.
county. The one mansion. It's where the mayor lives.
He's just renting it. The mayor has fallen on hard times.
It's a real poor and tiny county, man.
After all of those monsters that he insisted weren't real so they could keep the beaches open.
It finally comes to fruition.
He's put it up on Airbnb.
We tied it into our story arc.
He put it up on Airbnb for people to rent out. They arrive at the country mansion where Ares is staying. They make up. Okay, so this is a group of people arrive.
Yeah, where he was staying.
Yes.
Rented from the mayor.
They make up of couple Evelyn and George with their 13-year-old son Michael, and other couples Mark and Janet and Leslie and James.
Okay, so this like family wanted to have a get together, but the one couple are these friends. You know, they used to be good friends. Used to hang out all the time, and the one had kids, and everybody else married off. They're like, we should have one of our vacations we used to have. I guess you can bring your kid.
Yeah, they're gonna regret it. I don't want to spoil the rest, but they are like, like I guess you can bring your kid. That's very accurate.
One thing I've learned from horror movies, it's that vacations are the worst things you can do.
And teenagers.
Oh yeah, never have teens.
So like the combination.
Up until 12, that kid was perfectly safe and was actually a guarantee they would survive. Then he had a birthday, and it's like, we're gonna die. Oh my god.
I do just love the mangled English of this sentence too. They make up of couple.
Yep.
That's one. There's so much about this description that just really works on all of the levels that I look for a description for Too Weird Didn't Watch, and it just keeps going. That night, Michael pretends to be asleep, and he walks in on Evelyn and George having sex, upon which Evelyn angrily shoos him away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why was he...
Okay, so here's what I think they're trying to say.
That's the kid, right?
Yes. The 13-year-old.
So he, like, pretended to fall asleep, and it was like, cool, the kid's asleep. Now we can
He's really
bone.
into, like, I guess his mom's friends. Mom and dad's both friends, right? So,
yeah.
like, they've showed up, and he's, like, interested because he's 13 now, and you're stupid when you're 13.
Yeah.
And he's like, I bet, because this is how 13-year-olds probably think, they're married. I think they're, like, the girl's attractive. They must have sex all the time. I'll stay up and then walk into their room on accident.
I mean...
And I'll find them having sex.
That or, like, he wanted to explore, and it's like, no, we'll go to bed. We can look at the, you know, the county mansion tomorrow. Okay. And then he pretended to be asleep so he can just explore the nights where nobody's in his way. And then, like, they were loud, and he just wandered in.
He definitely isn't doing this by accident. He's not like, oh, I've accidentally wandered in the room.
No, he didn't want to, like,
13.
oh, no. Like, he heard, I'm pretty sure he heard sexy noises. Like, oh, sexy noises. The best kinds of noises when you're 13.
Yes. Janet has a nightmare that something terrible will happen, but Mark manages to calm her down.
I have prophetic dreams, but they're always incredibly uselessly vague. It's just a cloaked man like, something will happen.
The next day, James and Leslie head outside to make out. Wow, I guess, you know, Michael probably was on track with these guys, like, always being into each other.
like the whole car ride here, I don't know why we were all in the same band, but just like the whole time, it was a knocking, Mom. Should have made them drive by themselves. I am 13. How dare.
I gotta also say, like, just good for these people. Because I'm assuming that they're the same age as the couple that has a 13-year-old son.
Yeah.
And if they're still this into each other, like, that's a pretty good marriage.
Yeah.
I'm speaking as someone who is married. I'm not into that anymore. I have 3 kids that are, well, I mean, 2 of them are mine. The other one's, like, I'm taking care of, and, like, I get tired. I just don't have any energy. I guess these 2 haven't.
I mean, they don't
kids.
have the kids.
Yes, they've just had 13 years of nothing but, like, horniness.
I mean, we don't know if they were married that whole time. They could have just been.
That's
again,
fair.
It was a group of friends. Maybe they saw partners a couple times.
Okay.
And, you know, the kid could have been born young.
Fair enough.
Or old. I don't know. Whatever you're into.
Mark photographs Janet around the estate while George shows Evelyn the artifacts that Ares had unearthed from the caves.
Oh, yeah, zombies ate him.
Yeah, we forgot about all that in the sexy times.
Skeletal zombies. Their dangling stomachs.
In the house, the butler, Nicholas, and the maid, Kathleen, witness several bulbs exploding due to some electrical interference.
I'm going to assume light bulbs.
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of tulips, man.
Yeah. It's a metaphorical explosion. They just bloomed really fast. It's like, man, lightning can do whatever you want. It's like the 50s.
Meanwhile, the countless zombies emerge from the cave into the countryside. So they're still hanging out. Also, they're countless.
Yeah.
There are literally an uncountable number of zombies. I don't know if they're just like not all on the screen at the same time, or it's an infinite mass.
Yeah, just constantly spawning out. Like that one movie we did with the TV that just spat out zombies.
I remember that. TerrorVision?
Think so.
I believe. While Janet and Mark make out, in case you were wondering if they were still getting at it, yes, they are. A zombie rises...
Maybe they just really want kids, and they're just getting more and more frustrated. But they're not willing to ask for help, so they're just like, this is how it works. We're just going to keep trying.
It's really embarrassing. They're like going out to eat.
It's like, no, we're just really, really horny. We have to have kids.
Nobody wants kids that badly. They're going to be so disappointed. They both flee the zombies, as do James and Leslie, when they witness one emerging from a stone crypt. Another few zombies encounter Evelyn, George, and Michael in the cellar. George attempts to shoot them with his pistol, while Evelyn and Michael escape.
All right.
They eventually overcome George, where they rip him apart and DeVos his innards.
Ooh, they DeVos him.
Yeah. I think Betsy DeVos?
Oh. Just slapping him with her.
That's a political joke. Not even really political, just sort of like name-dropping somebody in the Trump cabinet. Janet's foot is caught in a bear trap in the garden, after which two zombies catch up with them. Why is there a bear trap in their garden?
Because the mayor learned.
He's got a bear trap.
He's dealt with Bigfoot. Cage. He's dealt with it. Yeah.
He's got like cannons on the balustrade. They're like, no, those are not ornamental. I have those loaded. Do not push this button.
It will destroy the entire county.
But it'll get rid of whatever the thing is that's coming. And I don't care that the Fall Festival is happening this weekend. I will deal with it this time. Do you understand?
I promise. Just one more term. Come on, please. All I know is how to be a mayor. I tried to do hotels that one time. It didn't work out.
Mark is grabbed by a zombie and strangled, while the other zombie attacks Janet. Janet and Leslie arrive and kill the zombies by cracking their heads open with rocks. Evelyn and Michael are caught in the cellar, but Evelyn douses their attackers with flammable paint. I didn't know that was a thing, and sets them alight. That seems like a bad choice for house building material.
We don't know that was house building. Could have been like oils or something.
Night falls, and they barricade the windows and doors while the zombies utilize the tools from an old shed.
Oh, smart zombies.
It doesn't say what they're utilizing them for, so I'm going to assume they're restoring like a classic car. Like, just bonding over like engine problems.
But they're zombies, so they just grunt in its subtitle. It's just like subtitles. Arguing over what engine to put in it. It's a Ford.
I said a Phillips screwdriver, you imbecile. Mark sends Kathleen to make sure all the windows are boarded up upstairs.
There we are.
But she finds one open. She goes to close it, but a zombie throws a knife at her hand, piercing it and nailing it to the window.
If you disable your opponent's hand, they cannot push a button.
What is that from?
That is from Starship Troopers.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Gary Busey's son is in the movie, and they're like practicing knife throwing at targets. And the guy's like, Sarge, I don't get this. Like, he fails a couple times in a row. You know, in a nuke fight, all you do is push a button. He goes, put your hand on that target, Private. He goes, like this, sir, and just nails him to the thing.
Okay.
If your opponent is nailed to the wall, they cannot push a button.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, that's a good strategy. I was also going to say these zombies are, like, not really zombies.
They're classic zombies where they were just dead people up and walking around.
I guess. I mean, like, knife throwing? Climbing the walls?
Yeah, dead
like,
people, or people can do that. So they're just dead people who were able to do that still. Mind you, they're still skeletal, so...
I don't know. They're
everywhere.
Just skeletons that are, like, really agile. Can we just go there?
Oh, like the ones from Jason and the Argonauts.
I was going to say Evil Dead, but actually don't know how agile those skeletons were. So yeah, Jason and the Argonauts. While screaming in pain, the zombies decapitate her with the scythe. It doesn't say who's screaming.
The implication is her, but they're just like, being dead sucks! Slice.
James goes upstairs to the second floor and sees Kathleen's corpse, which he throws out to distract the zombies while he closes the window. You gotta give the guy points for pragmatism. He's like, well, she's dead.
He just throws her out. I just like the idea of them just like, well, that was just rude. Like, we're zombies and we killed her, but I mean, that's disrespectful. Let's bury her proper, guys. Get those tools from the shed.
The zombies, meanwhile, hack at the doors of the house with the tools. James and Mark open fire on them with shotguns they find in a closet. Again, that super prepper mayor.
He's learned.
Killing several of them by shooting them in the head. After a few minutes, with their numbers dwindling, the zombies retreat.
Their infinite numbers are dwindling?
Yes. They're uncountable. They're like, oh, wait, we're countable now. By a not a very good counter. Oh, no.
There's a hard number.
The uncountable was just like from the standards of the person who was writing this description. They're like,
there's a whole lot.
15, 16, they were uncountable.
Yeah. Who also understand tactics, apparently.
Yes, they're very much just regular people. They could just have regular people who are attacking.
Well, yeah, but
and maybe difficult to kill.
Skeletal-looking things, yeah.
I guess. During this lull in the siege, Leslie goes to find bandages for Janet's foot, but a zombie grabs her by the hair when she passes a window and pulls her toward the sharp edges of the glass, impaling and killing her. Which is actually pretty good. Like, I can see this actually being a really good, gory death scene in this movie. Janet is cornered when zombies break through one part of the house, and she repels them using a spear. Man,
Ares was collecting stuff.
Ready. No, this is the mayor.
Mr. Still.
He's like,
it could be an ancient evil. I don't know. Guns might not work.
You know, he might show up again.
I might have to stab him from hell's heart. I don't know.
I know we're in Iowa here, but just in case. Oh wait, no, they're in an Etruscan place, or that's where the tomb was anyway. I assume that Ares is like close by to that.
I mean, they came from the cave and started attacking the county, so.
James and Janet arrive to help her while Evelyn defends Michael from some zombies with a long dagger. Eventually, they kill the zombies that are inside the mansion and barricade up the room. So I assume they're sort of being pushed in as they fight more, so now they're in just one room.
Yeah, because they broke in the one side.
A while later, Evelyn tells Michael that she's sorry she brought him here, after which she is shocked when he makes incestuous sexual advances on her.
He is 13. Movie, you didn't need this.
What in the world?
You don't need the random incest angle. Like have him creep her on that one chick, but I guess she's dead already. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's so unsettling. Like we have this horny 13-year-old plot. Well, we've killed the other hot lady. Now it's his mom's turn. Like, what is this dude's problem?
So this is like the weird, like, Norman Bates prequel.
You think this movie, I don't actually remember where this came from, but considering that the cave is an Etruscan cave, this is an Italian movie, right?
Yeah.
They got messed up in some of those movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever watched a Giallo film, but, oh boy. She angrily slaps him, good, and he runs away. He stumbles upon...
That'll sort itself out.
Leslie's corpse.
Oh, no.
Which reanimates and ambles towards him.
Oh, no.
But he still think it hot.
Yeah.
That was my editorializing, but I'm pretty sure he's still like...
Yeah.
I mean, half her face is rotted off, but those boobs...
Those are fast-rotting zombies. Instantly turn skeletal. But the boobs stay.
Yes. I said it's Italian.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Janet sees the zombies in the courtyard gathering for a second assault on the house, and Mark suggests they let them in and hide. Mark, you're an idiot.
Mark, you're not, yeah.
What? Why?
I mean, what you should do is find an escape route that's really subtle, and then find another one that is slightly less subtle, and make it seem like you went down that one.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
and then escape down the really subtle one while the zombies are chasing down the other one.
Evelyn goes to find Michael. Why? I guess.
Because
it's still her son.
Yeah, he's like, well, we can get therapy.
And spots Leslie's blood near the window.
Oh, no.
Following the trail of blood, Leslie steps into a bathroom where she is horrified to see the zombie Leslie devouring a dead Michael's arm.
Oh, that's the best way this could have gone.
Yes.
Dead children is the best way this could have gone.
Dead 13-year-olds. I mean, this dude at this point I think really was asking for it.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he is gone. He's the most.
The world did not need him. No.
Like of all the characters, including the zombies in this movie, he's the most unsettling one.
I mean, the zombies didn't ask to be zombies.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, again, they're very smart zombies. So maybe like the first couple did. Will technically be immortal, but just rot.
It's better than dying, we guess.
Maybe. I haven't tried it yet. Turns out, no, it hurts a lot. That's why everybody's screaming.
After crying over his corpse for a moment, she madly attacks the zombified Leslie, bashing her head against the bathtub.
So she's crying, and Leslie's just like, just chewing on that arm, and she's like, my son.
Maybe it's like, you talked to me about the Evil Dead movies, right? Mm-hmm. Or no, I'm sorry, the Living Dead movies.
Return of the Living Dead, yeah.
Right, where they're talking about
sentient, yeah.
like that they're sentient and they're in pain. And
yeah, they actually
like eating human flesh makes them hurt less, or eating brains makes them hurt less.
Yeah, they take a lady and she's lost her legs and it's a zombie lady, and they have her tied to a table. It's a really good puppet, and there's like she starts talking, and they're like, "So what do you want from us? Brains? Why?" And it's like, "What's it like being dead? It hurts. Why do you want brains? It makes it hurt less."
Yes, I've heard you describe that scene before, and that's what this reminds me of. Like, she's just so preoccupied with the, like, drug-like rush of eating human flesh.
That's kind of how it is in Marvel Zombies. And that one, they don't get any nutrition from it. It's just their stomach is, like, super acid. It's like the alien blood from Aliens.
Okay.
But every now and then whenever they have the they get the unrelenting urge to eat meat, human meat. And they basically turn into sociopaths until they eat. But then as soon as they eat, they get all their humanity back.
Ugh.
So, of course, Peter Parker, the first people to eat is Aunt May and his wife.
Okay.
So it starts off, they like hunt down Magneto and kill and eat him. But they were supposed to share with all the other zombies, the group he's with. And it's like, nope, he got away. And Tony Stark's like, oh, yeah? Peter, how's your wife? And he just breaks into tears. He goes, he wouldn't care if you hadn't eaten. You guys ate meat.
So she kills Leslie. The zombie, again, however
Double
that works.
Kill.
The zombies use a log as a battering ram to break through the front door.
I love these zombies. These guys are great.
Yes, very resourceful. And the group flees upstairs. They hide inside a cupboard while the zombies amble to the top floor.
Oh, they're not ambling. They can climb. They're fine.
A broken Evelyn joins them, and they make their way out of the house. Okay. Despite the fact this is a very long description, I still want more on, like...
Out the window?
We could have just made our way this whole... Like, what is that? You ran? Was there another
they
door?
were pushed up, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they hit one of the windows that they boarded up, they broke it back out. Now they're on the roof.
I guess that could be. Nicholas falls behind everyone else and meets a zombified Professor Ares on his way out.
Yay!
Ares attacks him, ripping his throat out and eating his innards.
They really like those innards.
The remaining
Except for Leslie, she was all about that arm meat.
Yes. The remaining survivors flee into the nearby woods, and they decide to wait.
3 people? Out of
I think
7?
So we started with at least 7. We've killed Leslie.
Leslie twice.
The
one kid, Michael was the kid.
Right.
And then one guy, the guy, I think it was George, had the gun, and he died.
Yes. So there's at least 4 left.
Okay, I thought it more died than that.
In the morning... Wow, they make it to the morning. They were in a house. Now they're just like, we're in the woods.
I mean, it was the night.
In the morning, the group spots a monk walking into a monastery and follow him. I mean, okay.
So is this where the blind dead show up, or?
I don't know. The fact that they're like, you think this is the mayor's planning again? He's moved to Italy and he's like, just in case it's a demon monster, I'm going to have the mansion right next to a Catholic
He's just
monastery.
hyper paranoid and prepared for all possible monsters.
He's got like, you know those giant water tanker trucks that say non-potable on the back? He has like the priests all day just like blessing that. James attempts to find the monk and stumbles into a room full of monks, but they are actually zombies in shrouds.
Zombie monks!
Who immediately kill and feast on James. Evelyn, Mark, and Janet discover this and flee while James reanimates as a zombie. So there's 3 left.
So I like how... So it keeps saying they eat their innards. So they rip them open and eat their guts. Which then turns them into zombies who want to replace their guts with other people's guts. But from what we understand, they're still sentient.
Yes.
Just really hungry.
Sentient, or at least able to plan? Like maybe the part of their brain that
they were
would
using
stop
tools
them from doing...
Like their empathy and stuff like that?
Right. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that's working together up there. Yeah. You'll have like an intrusive thought that's like, why don't you scream out a curse word in a crowded place? But you don't do it because you have like the rest of your brain that's like, no.
That's a bad thing. Put that away.
and so maybe like this becoming a zombie for them is just like the part that goes, no. Just being obliterated, and they're like very impulsive, but also still able to plan. To
so basically, this just continues the trends of the zombies being the most interesting characters in this movie.
I guess.
Because they're like actively being monks.
Yeah, well, they put on a disguise. They're like, okay, they're hiding in the woods. I guess we could go coming through the woods, or we could like lure them into this monastery, which I guess we've already cleared out of monks and stolen their robes.
I was just assuming there were just zombie monks in this monastery.
I was thinking more along the lines of...
I guess, yeah, it would be odd for it to be the assumption that the zombies are just at this house.
This seems like one of those things
Maybe that's why zombies were suddenly cannibal. They just kind of spread out. The rest of the hordes.
I was thinking it was just one of these things that just works in movie logic, where they're like, we're following this guy with a robe, and then there's like a room full of zombie monks, and hopefully you don't think about like, wait a minute, what happened to the real monks? Like how Jason can teleport. Yes. So... maybe it's
Run
not
across
important.
That field. There's a tree. It's Jason.
The 3 survivors of Mark, Janet, and Evelyn flee to a nearby architecture workshop.
This is an interesting town the mayor's in charge of. Italy, you got some weird stuff going on.
And shove one of the models in front of the gate. They are soon besieged by a stray zombie, while the rest of them attempt to break through the gate. Evelyn and Janet hold the gate closed while Mark dispatches the zombie by throwing him over a balcony.
All right. Even if he's not dead, it's down now. I mean, he can still climb.
I don't think architecture workshops are a real thing.
I mean...
I guess you would have like a model of the building you were making, but it's mostly just a big drafting table and paper. They don't need like... special saws and stuff to be architects.
I mean, maybe they build big fancy buildings, like cathedrals. Or county mansions.
I thought the architect just planned the stuff, and then other people were like, we're actually building it.
Maybe it's like every one of those like movies where the villain is like a big business guy who's going to tear down a neighborhood. He already has like this giant model about how he's going to rebuild the city. You don't need those. You don't. It helps the movie, but you don't.
Yeah,
you paid a dude to do that.
Like a hologram. It's like, now listen.
The holograms one is the one is like meticulously painted little models that have like little cars down there. It's like, you didn't need all this. You could have just had to draw.
Well, but there's also the guys who are like, I'm going to have my own operating system for my computer. It's like you could just like buy the license to Windows, or I don't know. I mean, you're a villain, pirate it. Like, not that big of a deal, dude.
I will do something that is monstrous, but we'll do it by the book.
We're going to use Linux.
We will hire this man. We're going to support small businesses as they destroy the economy.
Well, I mean, Kingpin probably would, right?
Yeah, he would.
He's like a very conscientious evil villain. They attempt to escape. I mean,
yes.
Yes. But a
Did
zombie...
they also try to survive the night?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But a zombie Michael appears, and Evelyn is overcome with happiness.
I love his music. That song's amazing.
Evelyn is overcome with happiness, believing him to still be alive. Oh, that's an interesting twist.
She saw Lindsay eating... Oh, I guess it was just eating his arm. So he still has his innards, maybe.
Okay. So just let's remember Michael.
No, yeah. Super into his mom.
Super into his mom.
Into everything that is Lady Bits.
She's very happy that she's alive, and... Which, I mean, she saw somebody eating his arm, but I guess she's just been through so much.
She might have just snapped at this point, yeah.
Yes.
She already lost her husband.
Still regaining the desire. Michael.
Again, they're fully sentient.
Exposes her breast, but bites it off viciously.
They're just rotting cannibals.
I guess.
That are hard to kill. That's all they are.
But there's still some Michael in there if he's like, the boobs.
That's what I'm saying. They're just cannibals. They're not brainless monster zombies.
While more zombies pile in, trapping Mark and Janet. Mark is grabbed by two zombies who force his head into a buzzsaw, killing him. Man, the gore in this movie.
Yeah.
It's
Italian.
Yowza. It's insane. George, now a zombie, with his head cut in half, I guess? Oh, no, that was Mark.
No, yeah, George was the one with the pistol that got swarmed in.
Right. Arrives and feasts on his dead wife's face, while the others devour her body.
Including his son.
Yes. A zombified James joins the majority of the countless zombies who simultaneously reach for Janet. Janet screams as the zombies attack and kill her as well. Apparently, there are no more humans alive in the area. The zombies have won.
Man, this mayor sucks at his job.
He really does. Well, he took a vacation from his...
Oh, he finally prepared, and it's like, for years, it's like, no, we gotta be prepared, He's like, look, just take a sabbatical, it'll be fine, nothing ever happens here. Nothing has happened.
Go to spring break, you know? There's gotta be a nice beach somewhere.
It's like, you know what, fine, I'll take a break, I'll go to the city. Nothing ever bad happens in the city. Goes there, comes back, is like, what happened? I was prepared.
It ends with a quote, and I don't know what this is about, but I'm going to read it because it's in the description.
Okay.
For no discernible reason. The earth shall tremble, graves shall open, they shall come among the living as messengers of death, and there shall be the nights of terror. Prophecy of the Black Spider.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think it's a real thing. I'm not even sure if it's in this movie. So apparently there is a prophecy of the Black Spider. It's just like some monk back in the 14th century that wrote a bunch of prophecies down, and it's sort of like the whole Nostradamus thing where if you squint at him and like
is
think
one of
laterally,
them that the spider will take home in a small town in Maine and eat kids every couple of decades? Sometimes as a clown. I'm making an it joke.
I got it. No, I was actually reading.
Oh, okay. You look mildly perplexed.
People will feel the necessity to purify themselves. It's one of the prophecies of the Black Spider. A human being consisting of flesh only must die, making way for a spiritual being. Hard times will come first and foremost for those who cannot understand the language of spirit. What takes place in Russia will echo all over the world. It is true! The Black Spider! The Black Spider spoke the truth! Well, I guess that is going to do it for this episode, Brantley.
Okay.
Episode 100 is in the bag. It is every bit as crazy and weird as I was hoping that it would be, and tangential. We went on a lot of rabbit trails.
Rambly.
That works too. Yes, rambly. I appreciate everybody who has ever listened to any of these episodes. And if you have listened to all of them, we would love to hear about it. Or if you've listened to most of them. If you've just listened to this one, we would love to hear about it. You can tweet us. I'm at Albert_Berg, and Brantley is at ADMABRANTLEY, and then a number?
91.
91. Yes, I got it all.
That's the year of my birth.
I'm older than him by like 6 years.
Yep.
I'm an 85 man.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.